The calculated cringiness of Wale the rapper.
He was at the BET Awards. He was walking to the car. You know, Kai Cenat's always live. And then some dude comes out of nowhere. And then Kai Cenat's like, oh, you playing Nintendo Switch or whatever it was? She goes, yeah. He's like, oh, I'll beat you in it. No problem. Cool. He gets in the car. He's looking at his chat. And the chat's like, yo, that's Wale. So he's reading it. Wale? Who's Wale? She's like, he didn't know him. Then later on, while he was sitting in the award show with Snoop Dogg, Wale walked in front of him and like went to his ear. He's like, "Yo, you're making me look crazy." That interaction we had, like Kai Cenat supposed to know Wale. Like, look, I get it. If he didn't know you, like he genuinely, Kai Cenat looks like a good dude. He's not gonna do it on purpose. It made him look like it made him look a little crazy, and Wale took it personal.
Then it just erupted online. Instagram, people making reaction videos. You don't know who Wale is. Don't talk about music then. And it's like,
what I say to that is,
feelings.
What? Yeah, see, no.
Okay, I know this song. This shit's a classic, man. Okay? I was 9 years old when this shit came out. I was 9 years old when this song, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I genuinely did not even know who Wale was, but when he approached me, I was still confused. He said I made him look crazy, but when he approached me, I was, yo, chat, you could even tell I was so confused, bro. Like I just did not know, gang. You feel me? Y'all gotta understand, bro. 9 years old. Do you know what my mom was going through when I was 9 years old, my nigga?
So right now, Wale is rolling out his album, Everything Is a Lot. It's dropping on November 14th. And as a part of this rollout, XXL, yes, the magazine corporation, they posted Wale's track list to this album. Now, obviously, this is a marketing move from Wale's team. Obviously, Wale's team must have sent this out to XXL. Otherwise, how else would XXL have this? Why else would they post it, right? But Wale actually took issue with this. And here's Wale's response to this post by XXL. He says, hey, XXL, all press is good press. But this track list that you posted is not the actual track list. Why would I put out the track list the day I announced the album? Laughing my ass off. Everything is artificial, #EIA. Now, again, in Wale's defense, right? And I know I'm doing a lot of Wale defense squad right now. I get it. But I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he meant this as harshly as it may have come across to some. To some people, I could understand why you would read this post that Wale put out and be like, yo, he's being petty, like he's being like sassy. Like he starts to post off with like, yo, all press is a good press. This is not like Wale just simply saying this is the wrong track list, here's the right track list. Like he's turning him correcting XXL into a promotional piece. The hashtag everything is artificial, like, so where you calling XXL artificial? Then he's kind of like challenging XXL a little bit in the post. He says, why would I put out the track list the day I announced the album, right? So fair. Wale knows what his track list is. I mean, it's his album, right? He knows exactly what's on his track list. You would assume he would know what's going on with his team. I have no problem with Wale correcting XXL here. But then here is XXL's response to that post by Wale. They say, hey, Wale, we're looking forward to the album. Fire emoji. Your publicist sent us this track list directly to share with the album announcement and the quote we included today. That's where we got this track list from. So XXL is saying, hey, I don't know if you know, but your publicist sent us this track list and the instructions were to post this track list when the album was announced. So do I think XXL is lying about this? I don't think so. Why would XXL be posting this? Like, they're not just posting stuff for free. I would think so, right? And the way that Wale called them out initially, this puts XXL on the defensive. Really, XXL, like, they've lost a lot of their goodwill with the fans over the years. So their reputation with the fans is already a little tarnished. So when you have an actual artist coming out publicly to try to, like, I don't know, sun you like this in front of everybody, this is a direct attack on XXL's credibility, whether Wale meant to put it out there like that or not. If we just take Wale's word for it, the people are going to look at XXL as less credible. Like, hey, you guys don't even, like, you guys are announcing albums. The track list wasn't right. according to the artist, is this even the release date? Is this even a real album? Like, people are going to start to pull more questions than they already do on XXL. So I totally understand why XXL felt the need to post this and defend themselves. But then here, Wale then does the Wale thing. He just goes on about it, and he's, you know, talking to fans about this online, going back and forth with fans, and he really just makes it bigger than what it needs to be.
What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again, talking facts. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. Listen, salute to Wale the rapper. Wale comes from my hometown, DC area, DMV, Maryland, Virginia, and I've never really been like that big on Wale. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not here to talk shit and disrespect the man, but this guy makes some really big hits. Some of my favorite records are by Wale. Lotus Flower Bomb. You can't tell me nothing about Lotus Flower Bomb. Bad is another big record, and I think Wale, by all accounts, should be much bigger than he is. But let's be honest, Wale was pretty big back in the day. Quite some time ago, Wale was in that running. I never understood. I'm just gonna be honest, but a lot of people used to tell me Wale lyrically should have been counted as one of the GOATs. He literally should be right there with whoever you're saying is the big three. Wale, I know some people have floated around Wale's name in that big three conversation. I think they might have been like Wale fans or something, but I know for a while a lot of people was like, you guys are sleeping on Wale. Wale should be in that conversation. Like, I don't know, because although I've watched Wale, I'm telling you, I've watched Wale. It's got to be now minimum, I'm lowballing, 15 years Wale been around. I'm just going to be honest. I feel like I've seen Wale's progression, and I've always said, that was a good record. Here and there it'd be like good records, but it never, and I got to blame myself, I guess. I don't know, but you're just not into certain things. I just never got into, I don't think I fully listened to a full Wale album. Just going to be honest. I've never really listened to more than 4 Wale songs in a row, like at any given time in my life. I'm just going to be honest. Not that bad, good, or indifferent, but Wale has always rubbed me in a way that, like, you know, and I'm not saying pause, like, Wale has always rubbed me in a way like you get a little good grace, and then it's right back to what's going on, gang? Like, every time I want to like Wale, and even just with the music, it just gets too, it jumps all over the place, right? And I'm from a land of go-go, where we grow up on go-go. Like, you're automatically ingrained to like go-go. If you're not from DC, you're not going to understand what go-go even is. You're not going to understand what it's about. But if you're from the area, you get it. You know that go-go rules everything, and Wale is very DC heavily influenced, very go-go influenced, and I respect that. But I'm one of those people from DC, and there's a lot of us that we love go-go as we were growing up, but as we got into rap, we leaned more to rap. And so I'm not really into the go-go inspired rap songs like that. I'm just gonna be honest. I love go-go. It's in my blood, it's in my veins, but more of his go-go related music, it really didn't really work for me like that. So from that point on, I'm kind of like, I don't know, I can't really take a real rapper serious that's rapping over go-go beats, even though, like I said, I love go-go. So from that point, from the very beginning, I was always like, I don't know if Wale's a spitter or an opportunist, where in go-go, you put anything behind a go-go beat, and in DC, you make anything behind a go-go beat, you're already halfway there. I know a lot of people from my area remember Stinky Dink, and a lot of these rappers salute to Stinky Dink. No disrespect to Stinky Dink. But we always thought the most lyrically inclined people wouldn't really be seen rapping over a lot of go-go. So right there, it kind of made me kind of suspect. And then from that point of time, I started to follow Wale, and it seemed like he had this go-go rhythm when he spit his verses. When he spit his rhymes, it's just like he was very go-go influenced. And again, I love go-go. That's my hometown music. I can, Northeast groovers, all that shit, da-da-da. But once we became lyricists, we kind of like looked at go-go so easy to do in DC, to rap over it. It don't take much lyricism to do it. So as Wale tried to progress beyond that, I always looked at him as a go-go rapper. So it just started there, and it just never really got beyond it. So I like his big records, but I couldn't take he's lyrical. I couldn't take none of that really serious. So I just let him rock. He do his features, this, that, and the third. I think he was on he just did a couple features recently that are with big rappers, and it's like, that's Wale. It's like right back where it was. I never really got the hype. I always thought that Wale literally was only in the zeitgeist because of the big hit records, and that was it. I never got why they was including Wale in this lyrical, in this the banter of who's the best in this, because it always felt like he was trying a little too hard to just, I can spit, but then he'll go and do a record that's extremely commercial and this, that, and the third, which I guess you want to do if you want to be in the zeitgeist. But me, I can't take it too serious when your whole shtick is, I'm gonna do this easy, like kind of go-go-ish thing, and then I'm gonna go do these really big records that are really cool and really flashy and da-da-da, but then I want you to take me serious as a lyricist. And then you throw all that into a pot, and then you get the cringiness of the back and forth banter. We get these artists that they can't accept their success. I know J. Cole already got on Wale when he did that song, when he did False Prophets, right? When J. Cole talked about Wale in that song, he was really dead on, and Wale didn't like it, but Wale had the whole world and was still complaining. And Wale, to this day, is 2025. We got this rapper who wants to be included in every conversation, but then if you don't say it right, he's going to come for you and go at your neck on Twitter and this, that, and the third. It's very, very emo and very, very sensitive, always tweeting. It's like that whole camp, let's just be honest, outside of Rick Ross, you had Meek Mill, you had Wale, and the other guy, the what's the guy that's always the gunplay guy, I don't know his name, but it seems like these guys are always ready to tangle with guys on Twitter. They tangle with their own fans. They'll tangle. That's where the Twitter fingers came from, right? That's how we end up with Twitter fingers, was Meek Mill and Wale had tension for years. It's like everything got to be played out in the public. So we get this level of cringe mixed with annoying. And it's just like, I never really got behind Wale for those reasons. I felt like all of it was unbecoming of a real lyricist. I feel like a real lyricist is going to let the rhymes do the talking. They're not going to try to overly hit you over the head with, include me in the conversation. Like, it never felt like Wale was happy with his placement. It always felt like he was just a little bit underwhelmed with where people looked at him at. Instead of having a record, you're like, okay, that video did 19 million. It's one of the biggest records. No, it can't be like that. It's like, why aren't you guys talking about me over there? Ain't he the guy that got mad at Complex List? Like, and then he got mad at Academics and Joe Budden when they was talking about him. So it's like, it's always a level of wham, like, oh man, they not saying the story. Tell the story right. Like, you think that Nas and Jay-Z go around telling people to tell the story right? Not, they just let you tell your story, right? I can imagine what Nas and Jay-Z would actually say if they were really to complain about all the misinformation and the bad press they get. Because those two guys have gotten years of bad press. Let's just be honest. Before Nas went on this last, like I want to say the last 8-9 years, Nas has changed the narrative. They used to talk real crazy about Nas. Let's just be honest. The Superhead put him in the book. It's a whole lot of stuff that Nas gets a lot of grace for that they do not mention. And I'm not going to bring up a lot of shit either about Nas because I don't want none of that in the zeitgeist. But end of the day, they used to really come at Jay-Z and Nas, and these guys would just be quiet. Not Wale. Wale ain't going to be quiet. He going at the slightest thing. They just came out with this. The newest thing was, I was going to do a video on this Kai Cenat thing. Like, he walks up to Kai Cenat, daps him up. Kai Cenat like, oh yeah, what game you play? Kai Cenat don't know this guy from a hole in the wall. I think Kai Cenat might have been 22 at the time of this thing. So they had the BET Awards and Wale and pure Wale fashion expects everybody to know him, da-da-da. Like, nigga, I barely know you. I've been watching you guys for 15 years. But he goes up to Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat is like, yo, what's good, bro? He think he's just another random dude with some dreads coming up talking to him. So the nigga, he can't let that go because the chat's going crazy talking about, yo, that was Wale, da-da-da. And Wale's like, yo, comes back up to Kai Cenat again, talking about, you got me looking crazy in the chat. You got yourself looking crazy coming up to this kid, nigga. Like, Wale gotta be like damn near 40. Like, why would he know you, bro? Like, he doesn't know you. Wale once again asserted himself, and he got him in the zeitgeist. I think it was a level of ego and hubris, but it also was calculated. If he runs back up on Kai Cenat, guess what? All the blogs picked it up. The second time, the first time it was like funny. The second time it was like, yo, you don't know Wale, da-da-da. So people start coming at Kai Cenat. Once again, this guy gets it every freaking day, right? But it's calculated because he knows that running up on Kai Cenat, that's gonna cause some media, that's gonna cause some waves, which it did. He got his name back in the zeitgeist. People start searching Wale, da-da-da. Then they went back and played Lotus Flower Bomb, and they played Bad and a whole bunch of other stuff. But it felt like it was a move where, okay, I'm going to do this. Because who goes back up to a person that didn't remember them? Who goes back up to him and say, yo, you got me looking crazy because you didn't remember me? No one does that. A motherfucker just take the L or just take the temporary embarrassment. No, Wale got to go up, grab his hand again, get in his ear. I think Snoop was sitting there like, what's going on? Like, whoever it was. So it's like, that's calculated to me. At that point, that's calculated cringiness because there's no way I'm going to go back to a guy that didn't remember me, that's damn near 20 years younger than me and be like, yo, I'm looking crazy in your chat. Like, that's calculated. I'm just going to be honest. So Wale, to me, I've watched him do these calculated things, and I've seen him on all sorts of different interviews, and it's always just, he's annoyed, he's misunderstood, and he's always like, this nigga's always sad. I'm like, bro, like, you got platinum records, you got money, you got all these flower bombs, this and the third, and you still sad. Like, you still sad. Like, he wants to be, and this is the thing with rappers, and this is some real shit right here. Rappers that don't have an identity, those are the ones who are the most sad in this business, because Wale has no identity. I'm just gonna be honest. The first things first, you gotta put Wale the rapper to find this nigga on anything. So it's like right there, I think just being that name alone right there was a tough sale. That's a tough sale. You gotta really want to like a nigga named Wale. I'm not saying nothing wrong with his name, but if you're gonna be a rapper with a name that's so bland, you're gonna have trouble. So it's like right there, Wale. It's like, Wale, what does that even mean? What does that do? Right? So end of the day, I think he had an uphill battle. It wasn't like Wale something. Like, if he would have put a last name on his professional working name, it might be a different subject. It might be, yo, I like this dude, But it's like, you got to explain to people who Wale is, and where we're at is, Wale has been explaining himself for years and it's not sticking, right? Like, Wale will go up, he'll make a little hit record, blah, 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 boom. 6 months later, people forgot about Wale once again. So it's like, he can't stick. All the features he does, all the verse, nothing sticks, because I feel like Wale identity is in a crisis. It doesn't really make you want to follow through and find him and this, that, and the third. Like I said, I really always thought that Wale was a guy, he liked rap, but he liked fame more. He'd rather be famous than be known as a good lyrical rapper, because he'll get on these records and one record he'll go and give you straight up, according to people who can straight up bars and lyrical prowess, this, that, and the third, and you'll get another record. It's all about girls and females, and that shows versatility. But to me, it shows me that we don't know what we're getting when you hit these records. Even when Ghostface, Jay-Z, when they get on a record and they might go introspective or retrospective, or they might go straight up braggadocious, it all seems to fit the same. It seems you're getting the same person, even though Jay-Z will give you a smart record here and there. He'll give you this, that, and the third. They all seem like they're within the character or the person that we feel like it is. It seemed like Wale today, it seemed like he can be very in love, right? Then the next day it's like, I don't really like girls, or she cheated on me, or I'm sad. Like, it's all over the place, and it seemed like it leans heavily to whatever emotion is going on that day. And it's like, gang, like, we gotta like kind of have a boundary where, okay, not saying you gotta be in a bubble, but it gotta feel like it all feels like the same person. And it feels like the person that is on Twitter combating people is not the same person that wrote a record like Lotus Flower Bomb. They don't seem like the same thing, right? Like, I don't know much about Miguel, but I don't think Miguel is on Twitter doing a whole lot of back and forth with a lot of people, right? It just feels like Miguel is a guy, he just put his head down and work. There's certain artists, I feel like they put their head down and work, right? I don't know, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Bryson Tiller is a head down and work guy, right? He'll tell you some shit here and there, but this, that, and the third. But I don't feel like he's on Twitter clashing every day. It takes a special kind of person. And I'm just gonna be honest. Like I tell you all the time, I used to do promotions when I up in New England. I used to do promotions, and they brought Wale. It was a long time ago, gang. It was a club called Jerky's, and they brought Wale. And this club used to deal with, it was a small club, but they used to deal with all of the major rappers. You had to come through Jerky's one way or another, and if you didn't go to Jerky's, you went to the bigger venue, which was connected, right? But most of the rappers, when they'll come up or had a nice name, they would go to Jerky's. So allegedly, according to the people that used to be in that club, they said Wale, and I'm just gonna be honest, I'm gonna try to keep this nice and smooth, as clean as I can get it. They said Wale was the worst person they ever dealt with. They said that his attitude was awful. They were like, I would never work with this guy again. I don't know why. It's an old story. I'm telling you, this shit probably 18 years ago. I don't know how long ago. It was a very long time ago. Let me put it like that. And they were like, this guy is so difficult to deal with. And you got to think, this 15, 16, 17 years ago, I don't know how long ago it was, I can look it up, but they were like, he was so difficult that they would never invite him back. Now, I don't know if they brought him back, whatever, different management, whatever, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like Wale has always been a little, just the same person you're getting on Twitter, apparently, according to my sources, right? According to that, Wale is the same in real life. So that plays a part in your career. That plays a part in how far you go, how much goodwill people are willing to give you. A lot of his fans, he's attacking them now, like yesterday, attacking his own fans, calling them fast food workers and this, that, and the third. So it's like, how far you expect to go in this game? You want to be propped up on the same ledge as J. Cole and Drake and Kendrick and da-da-da. But your music is nowhere near as focused as theirs, right? And your persona comes off as mad and annoying, and you're willing to engage over the slightest of things, right? It's more like a who's this guy? It's like a Talib Kweli, which y'all know I can't stand Talib Kweli for 2 seconds. He's too combative, he's too sensitive, and I feel like Kweli is way too conniving and deceiving. I have a whole video that I think I did it probably going on 2 or 3 years now. When him and Mos Def dropped that album and all that they weren't going to sell it, then they put it on services, this, that, and the third. I had a real problem with him trying to explain why he put that album up on that podcast network and then took it down after all of us paid for the podcast for a year. So I feel like Wale is right there with Talib Kweli, ready to engage, ready to go knuckles for knuckles with his own fans. And I don't like that. So I've always felt like Wale and people of that nature, they kind of don't deserve fans to a degree because they don't respect them. They think that they can clash with you and down you just like Doja Cat did. They feel like they can kind of just manipulate the situation and try to make you look dumb. I never got that. So Wale has, for some reason, decided that's who he is and he's going to be who he is, and hip-hop is kind of forgetting about Wale. So I went all around the Mulberry Bush to talk about this album that he's about to drop. He's allegedly, Double XL got the album wrong, so Wale went at them and kind of like once again did the Wale Twitter fingers thing and try to laugh. And so he does shit with like a happy face emoji, but he's really crying for real. And so he's crying again, and so Double XL, they put the track list out. What's the thing called? Everything Is a Lot. They put the track list out. They doing you a favor. Let's just be honest. Wale buzz is not there. It's like almost inactive. Let's just be honest. So they did him a favor, but that wasn't enough. So Wale tried to clown him. They came back and said, yo, Wale, your publicist sent us this, which I 100% believe. I believe either Wale don't know what's going on, or, which is more plausible, Wale's playing a game of a very conniving, very calculated game that, oh, you guys put up the track list wrong, so therefore, once again, the media, so what it did was it got him back in the zeitgeist, very calculated. I think Wale is still playing games with the media. A lot of guys learned years ago that you can play games with the media and it works out for you. So I think that's what Wale is doing right now. And at the end of the day, man, just like Cashapp, man, we starting to forget who Wale is because he takes man long. It took 4 years to drop this album, and then he comes out. Now we're doing antics, this, that, and the third. And I feel like, yo, once again, we're getting a guy who's trying to manipulate, move the zeitgeist, move the needle, and we're seeing a guy who really just needs to put the pen to paper, put your head down, like, you know what I'm saying, be a Miguel. But no, here we go, once again, nonsense. And I feel like what we're going to get is another forgettable album. And you know what I'm saying, no disrespect to Wale, but I just think that this is why, instead of just focusing on the music, Wale taking these long ass breaks, he's out of the game for this, that, and the third. And I feel like here we go again. So I don't know, man. You let me know what you think in the comments, man. I'm almost 100%. Once again, I'm going to stick to this thing where I'm not going to listen to. I've been listening to a lot of people's stuff, guys. As I got older, I've been giving a lot of people a chance that I wouldn't have given a chance before. But I think I'm going to still, even with this nonsense, I'm still going to listen to this album, man. So I might listen to it and try to get through it. But again, I'm not the biggest Wale guy. I'm just going to be honest, and I'm going to tell you if it's good or if it's bad, and if it got the bars, this and the third. Let me know, man. Listen. I'm out of here, man. CLBMG, head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. Also, every Wednesday night, we go live on Dope What Show. All right, me, TJ, and Fliz. I'm out of here. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. black-yeti.com. Get my coat. Get my sheepskin. Grab my wallet. Get my pocket knife. And get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within. With the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end. And then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking. And all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like past fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here and we ain't the cheese, we the trap.